Cowboy G-men, hard-riding, fast-shooting government secret service men of the Old West, working undercover on dangerous special assignments, courageous, resourceful fighters for law and order. The Cowboy G-men in Safecrackers, starring Russell Hayden as Pat Gallagher and Jackie Coogan as Stoney Crockett. This is Colorado territory. The magic word silver has again come to life. Silver that was broken down and processed into bullion bars, counted and stacked in the open, then transported to banks under the eyes of shotgun riders. Thousands of dollars in new silver was on deposit in all the banks in the area, with the federal government as purchaser and owner. $20,000, $30,000, $50,000. Yes, silver bullion. Every bank in the area with its new vaults loaded to the hinges. Vaults that were fireproof and believed impossible to crack open.
Colorado, elevation 6,500 feet. You know, up this high, Pat, you gotta breathe twice as much air to get one good breath.
You know, Stoney, you shouldn't have any trouble with all the hot air you throw around.
Oh, thanks.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes. What can I do for you?
My name's Gallagher, sir.
How do you do?
My partner, Mr. Crockett.
How do you do?
All right.
We're government agents, sir.
Oh, government men, eh? Well, what are you doing around here?
Well, the Fowler City National Bank was held up last Sunday. Maybe you heard about it.
No, I didn't. I'm sorry to hear it.
Our orders, sir, are to stop these bank robberies and find the guilty parties.
See, you're in the general area of Fowler City, so we thought that this gang might tackle you next.
They wouldn't have a chance. Our vault is the newest and strongest in the state.
They don't seem to care how strong your vaults are, Mr. Anderson.
No, they just dial them open.
Well, they won't ours. I'm not worried a bit, gentlemen.
You have government silver on hand, haven't you, Mr. Anderson?
Why, yes.
About $100,000 worth.
Yes, I'm proud to say.
Well, then I think we should all worry about these safecrackers. Tell me, have you hired any new help recently?
Why, no. My boys have been with me for years.
Good.
Is this Mr. Anderson's office?
Why, yes. I'm Mr. Anderson. What can I do for you, my dear?
I don't like to intrude, but I have a letter of introduction here. It's from Mr. Thomas J. Barr of the Silver City Bank.
This will introduce Miss Emerald Kennedy, whose integrity and business ability is of the highest. I feel that the article Miss Kennedy is presenting can have a wonderful effect in furthering the business development of the Great West. Sincerely, Thomas J. Barr. Well, that's a fine introduction, young lady.
Our typewriters are already being used by the leading banks in the country.
That's very interesting, miss.
Mr. Anderson, we're prepared to install our machines in your bank on a free trial basis. We feel certain that after you've used them for just a short time, you'll not only want to keep it, you'll want more.
Have you ever heard of anything like that? Isn't she wonderful? A lady salesman.
Isn't that a pretty expensive way of selling, Miss Kennedy?
Expensive? I don't know what you mean, Mr. I didn't get your name.
I mean, selling typewriters on trial. Supposing the firms don't buy them, then you've got a lot of second-hand typewriters on hand.
Business firms always buy our machines, Mr.
Gallagher's my name, and that's my partner, Crockett.
Stoney.
Have you ever used a Multivex typewriter?
Well, hardly.
They don't exactly fit into our line of work, Miss Kennedy.
These gentlemen are government officers. They're looking for bank robbers.
Oh, bank robbers. How interesting. Does he ever find any?
That's a good one, Miss Kennedy. I'll have to tell that at the businessman's lunch.
We do once in a while, Miss Kennedy. But when we do, it takes more than a typewriter to bring them in. Good day, Mr. Anderson.
Good day.
Goodbye, Miss Kennedy.
So long. Bye. Miss Kennedy, tell me more about your typewriter.
Stoney?
Huh?
You know something's wrong when a man's more interested in typewriters than he is in the safety of his own bank.
Typewriters? Oh, you got him all wrong, Pat. He's interested in that girl. You know something? I can't blame him. She's a peach. You know, that's what we need out here in the West. More beautiful women. In fact, we need them all over.
Stoney, you take care of the women. I've got other things to worry about.
Right.
So this is what your typewriter looks like, eh? You know, I think we should discuss this at some length, Miss Kennedy. Say, at dinner this evening?
Oh, that'll be wonderful, Mr. Anderson.
You may call me John.
Oh. And now may I have my letter of introduction, John?
Well, I don't have it. Why, the government man must have taken it by mistake.
Oh, well, then I'll have to catch him. That letter's very important to me. I'll be at the hotel. See you for dinner, John. Mr. Gallagher! Oh, Mr. Gallagher! Mr. Gallagher! May I have my letter, please?
Your letter?
Yes, my letter of introduction. You must have taken it by mistake.
Sorry, Miss Kennedy, I don't have your letter.
Mr. Anderson says he gave it to you, Mr. Gallagher.
Yes, he did hand it to me, but I laid it back on his desk.
But it's not there. And it's very important to me that I get it back. You must have it.
But I don't have your letter, Miss Kennedy.
I don't know what you're hiding, or why you're doing this, Mr. Gallagher, but I think you're lying.
What's she so mad about?
Something about a letter.
Oh, then I'll write her one.
Stoney, you know nobody can read your handwriting?
That's right. Well, I'll tell you what. You write it, and I'll deliver it. Say, what are we going to do, hang around this town?
Well, we're going to head over to the county seat. Those safecrackers may be hiding out over there. We'll go over and make a thorough investigation.
All right, I'll water the horses.
Good.
Well, how did you do?
Not so good. There are 2 government men in town.
There are? Where did you see them?
At the bank. They were talking to the president when I walked in.
You're not worried, are you?
I wasn't until one of them walked off with our letter of introduction.
And you didn't get it back?
Well, I tried to, but he wouldn't give it to me.
We can't lose that letter. We've got to get it back. What's this fellow look like?
Big, rugged looking.
Rugged looking, eh? What'd you do, get soft on him? Is that why you let him get away with our letter?
Oh, Madden, don't behave like an idiot. I didn't let him get it.
He's got it, ain't he? O'Toole, come here. What's this federal man wear?
Well, big cowboy hat and a wine-colored shirt.
Wine-colored? You didn't miss anything when you looked him over, did you? Now listen careful, kids. There's a big fella around town who's got that letter we use, and he don't want to give it back. I want you to go out and take it away from him, you understand?
Sure, I will.
I'll get Emerald to point him out to him.
Madden, why don't you let me handle this alone?
We'll do it my way. Come on.
There he is now,
Where?
over by the bank.
Yeah, I see him. Looking this way.
Get that letter.
Sure. I guess I wasn't looking where I was going.
I did that on purpose. You want to make something out of it?
You did it on purpose.
That's right, I did it on purpose.
Why?
I'll show you what.
What's the matter with you, prize fighter? Can't you take in a bread basket?
Hey! Foul!
First round.
Hey!
You're not through yet, prize fighter.
You'd have stayed on your feet, you'd have got a draw.
A good, fair fighter.
How'd you happen to tangle with this bozo, Pat?
That's what I want to know. What's your name?
Kid 02.
Where you from?
Boston.
How'd you happen to tie into me?
It just felt mean.
You're kind of far out west, aren't you? You working for somebody, O'Toole?
No, not me. I play a lone hand.
You had no reason to tie into me?
No, it just felt mean. Had a couple of drinks and I just felt mean. Look, you whip me. Let's call it quits.
All right, go feel mean someplace else.
You think he's telling the truth, Pat?
I don't know, Stoney. But I never saw a hard-boiled egg yet that wasn't yellow in the center.
You know what? I used to be a prize fighter once. I used to stand just like this. Not for long.
Come on, let's head for the county seat.
Right with you.
Now, will you let me handle that government man for you?
All right, you handle him. But if you're going to get the letter, you better start moving.
Give me your gun.
What for?
That letter's worth a lot to us. He might be tougher than we both think. Your gun.
We're being followed, Stoney.
You know you're right.
You two gentlemen seem to be in quite a hurry. I had to ride quite hard to get here.
And now that you've caught up with us, what can we do for you, Miss Kennedy?
Just this. I want that letter, and I want it now.
As I told you before, Miss Kennedy, and I'll tell you again, I don't have your letter.
What's going to be, Gallagher? Do I get my letter or do you get a bullet?
The most unreasonable woman I ever met. I don't have your letter.
I still think you're lying.
Stoney, what do you do with a woman like that?
There's only two things you can do. Either you marry him or you stay out of their way.
Well, it's getting late. Why don't we make camp right here under this tree? Hey, Stoney.
Yeah?
How about some sugar for this coffee?
Coming up. Hey, Pat.
Yeah?
You know that girl's letter? I just found it in my saddlebag.
Where'd you get it?
Well, I must have picked it up by mistake that day in the bank with our orders. But how can a guy help being absent-minded with a beautiful girl like that around?
What a partner I've got, and I've been taking a beating for this.
I'm sorry. Hey, I'll tell you what we can do. We can mail it when we get into that county seat. What's the matter, Pat?
We'll take this and give it to her in person.
Well, today's Sunday.
So it's Sunday. Since when have we had a Sunday off? Come on, let's break camp. We'll have breakfast in town.
Hello, O'Toole.
Hello.
You figuring on going to church, O'Toole?
That might.
I thought you said you always played a lone hand, O'Toole.
When did I say that?
Last time we met. Remember? Who's your friend?
If it's any of your business, mister, the name's Madden.
It might be some of our business. How long you been in town, Madden?
Could be that I live here.
Could be. We don't think so. You ever been in Fowler City?
Sure, I get around.
When was the last time you were there?
What is this? What are you driving at?
I'll tell you what we're driving at. The Fowler City National Bank was held up a week ago today. Maybe you know something about it. Maybe you know who did it. When was the last time you were in Fowler City, Madden?
I'm not so good at remembering dates. I'll have to take a look at my diary.
How about you, O'Toole? You ever been to Fowler City?
I told you where I come from. Boston.
Were you going to church too, Madden?
Yeah, I thought I would. Everybody ought to go to church, don't you think so?
Yeah, I think everybody ought to go to church. Don't let us keep you.
Don't worry, you won't. Come on, O'Toole.
Hey, look. You know, it might be a good idea if we went to church, Pat.
We are, Stoney.
Good morning. I'm delighted to see you, Miss Kennedy.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hello, Mr. Anderson.
Good morning. Good morning. The government man. Would you let me have your guns, please? This is a house of worship. You understand?
Oh, we do, yes.
Of course, that includes everybody, doesn't it, Mr. Anderson?
Me and me, I suppose. Well, don't let it worry you, Gallagher. I'm taking mine off, too.
There you are, sir.
Thank you.
I see we have a number of new faces among us this morning. And to all the newcomers, I say welcome. It's always a pleasure to greet new friends. And for all of our old friends who are unable to be here this morning, we'll have a moment of silent prayer.
Don't move, anybody. We got men at all the windows covering it.
The bank! They're going to rob the bank!
Hold it, Anderson. One more step and I'll shoot.
There's going to be a gunfight, folks. You'd better stay off the street. Come on.
Now listen, all we have to do is hold our ground for a few minutes. Then we can get out of town.
Them government men. They get their guns back and they're heading this way.
Yeah, we'll let them come. I'm not moving an inch. Men, we can take enough money out of this town to keep us for the rest of our lives. We stay right here and meet them. Either they crawfish out, or we burn them down in their own tracks.
We only got 6 shots apiece.
We'll have to make every one of them count.
You're playing it smart, Lawman. You know just the right time to stop.
You're under arrest, Madden.
For murder and bank robbery.
You ain't arresting nobody around here. I'm giving the orders, and I'm giving you 5 seconds to start moving out of town.
That's all right with us, Madden. But you and O'Toole are coming with us.
You're asking for it, Lawman, and here's where you get it.
Well, I guess that settles this mess.
Not quite, Stoney. Come on. You couldn't make it that fast selling typewriters, could you, Miss Kennedy?
Kelly. You mean you two got past Madden and my men?
Let's just say that we're lucky. You're under arrest for bank robbery.
That's bad, isn't it?
It isn't good, Miss Kennedy.
Well, where are you going to take me?
Denver?
It should be a pleasant ride in your company. Tell me, where did I slip up?
Your letter. I didn't have it.
No, I did. I picked it up by mistake that day with our orders.
And after reading it very carefully, we found that the signature was forged.
You did? How?
It's dated June the 8th, 30 days ago. Mr. Barr, the man who was supposed to have signed it, was killed by one of your men over 3 months ago. Legally, that makes you as guilty of murder as if you'd committed the crime yourself.
You know, I had a hunch I should have blown your heads off when I had a chance to.
Want to use my gun?
No, I know when I'm licked.
Yeah, and I know when it's empty, too.
Sorry, Miss Kennedy. After you. Stoney and I left Miss Kennedy with the local marshal. We headed for the county seat to present the district attorney with conclusive evidence.